I'd like to talk a little bit about the topic of visualization or mental imagery. Now this is when you think about something you'd like to get better at or improve at, and you rehearse it in your mind in an attempt to get better when you actually attempt it. Usually this has applications in sports. A lot of us can relate to that, but I've seen it also with musicians, professional performers, public speakers. It can also be anyone that's trying to change their behavior, modify behavior, improve, get new habits, do anything like that. But visualization is a very powerful technique people can use to help them see and actually do a better job at accomplishing what they're trying to do. Most of the examples I'm going to share are related to sports or athletics. One area you'll see this a lot is with martial arts. I've got several boys who are black belts, and I've seen them test over the years for when they have to break boards or bricks and things like that. And they don't just walk up there and hit it. They will sit there, they get up to it, they study it out, they get in the right mind frame, try and channel the energy, visualize themselves going through the obstacle. So there's definitely, aside just from the technique, the right frame of mind visualization really helps you get there. I've seen this a lot with golfing also. I'm not a golf fan, but I've seen enough tournaments where someone's on the putting green, they've got a big putt they're trying to make, and they don't just go up there and swing it, They'll step back, they'll study it, and then they'll even take a step back and do a practice, kind of like a dry run, and see how it feels, and visualize what's going to happen when they hit the ball. So again, that's just another example where professional athletes practice visualization. I can't think of any sport where visualization wouldn't be beneficial. Even something like rock climbing, mountain climbing, free climbing. Here's a quick clip from the documentary Free Solo. If you haven't seen that, check it out. Especially if you're scared of heights, you'll go crazy. But can you imagine not being able to visualize what you're going to do 2 or 3 steps ahead as you're taking on something like that? So every sport can really benefit from visualization. Now my favorite sport, as you know, is basketball. And just to give you an example of that, here's Steve Nash. He is the second most accurate free throw shooter in the history of the NBA, just behind Steph Curry. But here it shows he has no shame practicing, going over a test shot a couple times in a game. He's getting the mind frame right. He's visualizing what is going to happen when he actually gets the ball. And he gets pretty good results from doing that visualization. I love the Olympics. Back in 1984, that was an amazing Olympics in Los Angeles. And I remember at the time, the USA men's gymnastics team won the gold. And afterwards, I heard Peter Vidmar speak on a couple occasions and was really impressed with his story. But he would tell how he would stay late at practice and imagine that they were behind the Chinese and he needed a near perfect score. And he'd done this so many times in his head and just imagined it and visualized it. And then that ended up being how they won. And I'm going to show you a quick clip of this in his words, how that went.
I didn't wait till it was too late to figure out how to handle the situation. I did this every day at the end of every workout. So going back to our theme, practice like it's competition, compete like it's practice, all of a sudden, instead of standing in the Olympic arena with 15,000 people there and the 2 billion on television, in my mind, I put myself back at that UCLA gym at the end of the day with maybe 3 people left in the gym. And in my mind, when I raise my hand and signal the Olympic superior judge, in my mind, I'm signaling my coach, Mako Sakamoto, like I used to signal him every day at the end of every workout. Turn, face that bar, grab that bar, and begin my routine. Felt like I was doing it back at the gym at the end of another day. Landed my dismount sort of 9.95, and that's when we knew for sure that we'd won the Olympic team gold medal.
And then another sport I've seen this in, American Ninja Warrior. Jessie Graff, she's a stunt woman, amazing athlete, but I've seen this with all these athletes. When they get on those obstacle courses, they'll sit there and look at it, and you kind of see them visualize how they're going to attack each phase of that, what they're going to do. And as they are able to visualize, that makes all the difference in them actually pulling it off.
But what makes her so different is you see the power of visualization. Before every obstacle, she's always seeing it before it happens.
Now, some of the reasons for that, visualization, it can help you with your muscle memory. It can help you with your confidence. It can decrease your stress and anxiety when you're in a situation where you're not sure what to do, when there's a lot of pressure on you. You've probably seen examples of this recently in football season, bowl season now. A lot of times there's a team that's behind, there's a couple seconds left, they can win with a field goal, and you'll see the opposing team call a couple timeouts. They'll try and ice the kicker, just put as much pressure on him, make him wait as long as he possibly can to see if they can get in his head. And so someone who's visualized and is prepared, they're not going to be as rattled by that as someone that's not. And then just one tip, if you're going to practice visualization, it's more powerful and more effective if you can enlist all of your senses. The more emotion you can get involved in it, the more real it's going to feel and the bigger impact it'll make for you. So instead of just seeing like a video clip of you making a basketball shot, How does it feel? What does your release feel like? How does it feel when you exhale after the shot? What are the sounds in the auditorium or in the bleachers? What are the smells? You just want to take in as much sensory information as you can and just visualize you're there. Smell, feel, touch, taste those details, just everything you can. It'll make it more powerful for you. So I know when we talk about visualization, some people will say, oh, that's that touchy-feely, mumbo-jumbo, kind of make fun of it and dismiss it. And certainly there's no replacement for practice and putting in the work for getting good at something. But visualization is definitely a practice, a technique that can help people be more effective, get greater confidence, overcome hurdles when they're trying to get better at something. And again, this isn't just for sports. If you're not an athlete, don't worry, but think of things in your life you're trying to do to improve your health, to live a better life, and use visualization to see yourself doing those things. It will make a difference. I'm a big believer in it, and I encourage you to give it a shot.